Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, for today's video, we're going to be doing quite a huge challenge actually. I'm going to be seeing if I can beat the Halo 3 campaign before the battery runs out. So, what I have here is a GoldenMate 1000 VA Pro 800 watt backup battery. Also, I do want to quickly thank the folks at GoldenMate for sending me this unit to test out for you guys. And test out we will, because we're going to be definitely putting this to the ringer by powering this whole PC, and then I'll have a whole monitor setup and everything. I'll be doing quite a lot of gaming on this. So we're definitely going to have some pretty high power consumption, but I'm going to keep it close to like what an average gaming PC might be. So just keep that in mind. But once again, thanks to GoldenMate for sending me this battery to review for you guys and to test out. All right, so now I'm going to simulate a power outage. And the easiest way to do that is we're just going to simply unplug the power from this battery, which will cause it to immediately kick into the battery mode. So here we go. Actually saw like the lights flicker there for a second. But yeah, it is now on battery power, as you can see. But what this basically is it's a backup battery, and it's an uninterruptible power supply to be more specific. And what these do is it provides power for your devices even if the power goes out. So let's say you're gaming and then there's a thunderstorm outside or like a snowstorm or something, and all of a sudden power goes out and you were in the middle of a game, you were about to hit your record high score, or you're about to get the most kills ever that you've ever done, and then power goes out. And well, that really sucks, doesn't it? But with this, with a backup battery, a uninterruptible power supply, its name, as it implies, it provides uninterruptible power to your devices that are plugged into this. So even if the power goes out, this thing will keep things powered with no interruption at all. So you can keep finishing up what you were going to do. And that's basically the general idea behind these backup batteries. You may have seen a lot of these at like office supply stores and stuff, like the smaller versions. And they're very useful. But those smaller versions are typically meant for like, office PCs, and just give you like a little bit of extra like runtime so that you can quickly wrap up, save your files, and then shut your PC down. But this is a massive battery, and this actually lasts for quite a while. Alright, so now that you know what a backup battery is, or in this case an uninterruptible power supply, let's talk about how far I was able to get into the campaign. Because we're actually getting close to where the battery does shut down from running out of power. But I was able to get pretty far into the Halo 3 campaign. Like right now I'm on Crow's Nest, but I did make like a few mistakes here and there earlier in the game, which caused me to have to revert checkpoints a few times. And I did let all the cutscenes play because I was playing this with the multiplayer characters in campaign mod that I made a while back, and I wanted to see the cutscenes because seeing my multiplayer character in the cutscenes, that's kind of the highlight of the mod, really. So if I skipped all the cutscenes, I didn't make any mistakes, and I did a bit more speedrunning, I could definitely be like well past Sava Highway by now, maybe like midway through the storm possibly. But yeah, I mean, I had quite a lot plugged into this backup battery, so the power drain was relatively high, and I feel like I probably could have stretched it out quite a bit longer, but I did want to do like a pretty fairly normal test. But ultimately, the battery did eventually shut down right about now. Okay, so as you saw, this battery is very impressive with how long it lasted. I was able to get through one, two, three, basically 4 missions in Halo 3 without skipping cutscenes and with minimal speed running. I got through almost 4 missions, which is a little over half an hour in playtime, which is really good. And if I did some speed running, actually if I did a lot of speed running, maybe I could have gotten to like a 5th, maybe even a 6th mission in Halo 3, depending on how quick I was. So that is very impressive for this battery, because most of these backup batteries that you might get like an office supply store or something, they're usually advertised as only lasting like, for like a typical PC, it's advertised as lasting like maybe 10 to 15 minutes. But this lasted like well over half an hour. And I was using quite a lot of power on this as well. I had quite a lot of stuff plugged in. I bet if I was using a lot of low powered equipment like an Xbox Series S and maybe like a portable, like mini USB powered monitor, and nothing else, I'm pretty sure that power consumption would be like around 100 watts, maybe even less. I was, as you saw, like on this, I was using like almost 400 watts. So if I can get the power consumption down to 100 watts or so, which is totally possible with like a Series S, then I very well maybe could have finished the entire Halo 3 campaign, actually, with a little bit of speed running as well and skipping cutscenes. So this battery, this backup battery, it's really great. And like, if you like long gaming sessions, or actually if you just game at all, you really should get one of these, because next time you get like a power outage, you're gonna regret not having one, because it's gonna cut you off mid game no matter what you're doing. And it doesn't matter if you're playing single player games or multiplayer games, just having a blackout cutting you off mid match, that's just gonna ruin whatever you're working on. So you really should get a backup battery no matter what. And the GoldenMate backup battery here, it's, as you can see, it lasts a long time, and enough for you to get through like almost half the Halo 3 campaign just by playing normally. So with lower power consumption, if you manage it carefully, if you ration the power a little carefully, if you have a blackout, who knows? You can maybe even get through a whole raid on Destiny. Although that might be pushing it, because I've heard raids can take a very long time sometimes. So it depends. But you can definitely like continue playing for a long time. And at the very least, it might last you until the power comes back on. So yeah, that can definitely last you a long time. But there's plenty of other things to use a backup battery for, of course. Not just to keep gaming. You can use it to keep your internet going, I don't know, charge your phone and other stuff, and just using it for like very small power consuming stuff. This can definitely last a very long time. If it can power a whole PC and monitor and a few other things for like for half an hour, then this can definitely power like a phone charger for like a whole day, probably, maybe more. So yeah, definitely highly recommend the GoldenMate battery in that case. And I'll be sure to post the link in the description below. So if you want to check it out for yourself and grab one for yourself, then definitely click on the link down there. But aside from that, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.